I got a question.
Fire it, man.
All right, so when I was doing the work, it was my first time seeing that one of the things I had to do was assign a user to their home directory to no login. So to me, that didn't make sense. Well, unless that's an employee you no longer want to log in and do stuff, because I was unable to log in unless I did something wrong. I assigned it to the user SBIN no login, and I was not able
Mhm.
to SH in. I couldn't SH in
Yes.
or just go. I couldn't do any of that.
So what those are usually for are those could be like a user for like Apache or something like an application, and they're used for very specific things, but they don't want anyone logging in as them, especially like SSH. They're almost like system accounts in Windows. So they have a specific purpose, but they don't want an actual like human logging into them. They're like doing application things.
Got you. I understand. Yeah, that makes sense. And they
Yeah.
just share that directory because we have to make a shared directory. And
Yeah,
so I can
because
see that.
it during the application process, it may save things in their config files. I mean, there's no telling. It really depends on the application. But yeah, it's just another way of things that you may see because and you may be right also. I mean, let's say that I was a new employee, but I wasn't going to start for a month. Then maybe you create my user ahead of time and just put no login until I get read in and everything, and then I start. I mean that's a possibility too. So
I
there
got
are a couple of different use cases for it.
you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. That's why I'm here. We got about a minute, and then we'll kick off our status call. And feel free that it can be a discussion. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I'd like to get kind of a gist of where you guys are if you're struggling or anything like that. That way, we can get you guys hooked up with a tech mentor, and we can maybe go over some of those things today, and we can get you guys rolling.
So I do have a question about something.
Yep, fire it.
So when I was going over the project, it was it was something weird about. Give me a second. I'm trying to find the sheet. Oh, here
Okay.
it is. So it did on. I think it was E. It said create a script that will take care of all fixing fixing the identified issue. I had just went in there and just said for the password authentication. I just said I just changed it to yes. Would that possibly be appropriate for that field?
What number is it? Where is it at? Is it in the user accounts or in the SSH?
The SSH.
It's in the SSH section. Okay. Eleven is her.
It's letter D E for the user SSH login error.
So the reason why we want you to create a script is that these are even if it's a very simplistic script, we do these things to save you time. So once you get out to the workforce, you may do something hundreds of times. I mean, you may do it multiple times a day, and like just a script to do those kind of things could save you immense amounts of time. That's why they want you to create a script.
Okay, that's what I gotta do then. All right.
It's good to see you're almost done though, aren't you?
Yes, I put it up for review 'cause I thought I was finished, but now I realize I'm not finished. And now I'm
Okay.
getting ready for it to get kicked back, I guess.
Okay. Let's go ahead and kick off. Let's see, we got one, two, three, oh, four. Okay. I think there are six in all, I believe. No, I think there's five of you guys. Okay, cool. All right. So let me share my screen. Let me know when you guys can see. Sharing now. and I probably need to make it larger. I forget, like, is the size good on this for you guys? Anyone?
It's fine.
Okay, perfect. All right. So starting out, my name is Nick Mills. I work here at Careerist. I'm going to be, I guess, your project lead is what I would be called for your internship. We will start every call with, and it's kind of like an agile type of status call, which is pretty common in the workforce, where you'll sit around, talk about any struggles that you're having, any tickets that are locked up in some way so that you can keep moving, or maybe you kick that over to the manager to go talk to another manager or something like that to overcome some hurdle that you're trying to overcome. So this is a pretty common thing. I know I do them all the time. So they have 3 questions that they want you guys to ask yourself and kind of answer. It's what you've done already, and obviously we're pretty in the infancy of the course, so you've only been in the 1 week, but what are you working on, and did you face any issues or blocks? We're going to go over the criteria here in just a minute. If you guys have any questions on it, I know that some of you are pretty far along. If you'll wait to have questions on those parts until we get there, that'd probably help the people that aren't very far along. I noticed that in some of the teaching some of the classes. So Ron, what have you done already?
So I have done. I gotta go back to the sheet now. Give me one
And
second.
it's just, it doesn't have to be perfect, man. It's just kind of like, oh, I've done several of them. I don't have any blocks and stuff like that. Or, just be like, I'm still working on this part. And
Okay.
just make it quick.
So I just finished on the user SSH login error. I did 1 and 2. Well, I did A. I did B.
So you're
And I'm
working
guessing
on.
that.
So you're working on the SSH, but it seems like you're almost finished with that. Any blocks?
Yes. You say what, sir?
Any blocks, sir?
Any blocks?
Yeah, like hung up on anything like that.
Yeah, because on the CD and E, that's what really tripped me up, because it was talking about test all the users can log in using SSH to
Okay.
local hosts, and I knew I can log in with JDoe, but the R hat person username, I couldn't log into that, but I believe it's because when I had, what is it? It's something how we set it up. It said something about no login.
Yeah,
So that's I was
that's
like,
by
well,
design.
I was like, well, that's gonna probably be why I can't log into that one, because it says no login for it.
Yeah,
so,
let me just take a quick look at that, just to kind of see something.
Yeah, I'm down there at the CDE part.
Yeah, it should probably be stated that user is not going to be able to log in. No login users can't log in. So let me make a note of that.
And I'm guessing on D, when it's talking about configure the user to get the password changed in the next login, is that like it's supposed to be an automatic setup?
That's correct.
Like, so when they try to log in, it's supposed to say, oh, put a new password in?
Yes, sir. That is exactly right. And that's a pretty common thing that you'll have to do. Not just for if I forget my password and you have to reset it, because that's probably going to happen in some cases also. Most cases, users age out. A lot of places, it's usually in the 90-day mark. Sometimes it's more aggressive or less aggressive than that, but run of the mill, it's usually in 90 days you have to change your password. So
is that something I have to put it into that SSH configuration then, like actually like type in like add on to the script?
So it is a command in the command line, and I will help you in just 1 minute. and we'll talk about that. But that's perfect. So let me write a aging user.
Can you guys hear me?
I just heard you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Gloria, you're next up on the list, and I'm just reading them down the line. How they popped up on the users. So
Okay.
let's see. Let me go back to the see. What have you already done?
So I did make it through the first part.
Perfect.
I did have a question because like everyone's saying that the no login, but they also said that do whatever you think is needed to get it done or whatever. So I mean, when I first tried it, I realized what my mistake was, but when I first tried it, I did find a code that I was able to log in without like having to change like what the shell was. But I did eventually end up changing the shell. So was that okay to do? Was I able to change it to a different shell? Was that okay?
So you mean you changed it from the no login?
Yeah.
So I think that particular user does have to be no login.
Okay.
Here, let me just move this down a little bit so that's on the way. There we go. Yeah, that user does have to be no login. And what we're doing in that instance, and I think I was talking to one of the other people on the call earlier. It's like our hat, it's like Red Hat, it's like a simulated user account that they're using for like, say it's like a custom application or something like that they're running on there. So they don't want anyone to log in as that user. And it seems like this is something that several of you have had a question on because you're like, well, I can't log into that user. And that's by design. So I put a note to talk to them about that and
Well, I guess
we'll definitely put a note on that.
I wish they like in a sense, I wish they would have put in there that we're not allowed to change that because the next part is just saying do whatever you think is needed for the requirement to work, like to get,
Yep.
to go in there and create a test file. So, but I realized what my mistake was anyway. I probably didn't have to change that. I'm probably going to change it back, but I probably didn't have to change it.
Well, it's a problem with verbiage because I mean they tell you to create the users and then this user is a no login user and then they tell you to log in as the user. So it's just a verbiage thing where they should have specified which users they wanted you to log in as.
Okay.
So I just made a note on that.
Okay, so now I'm just beginning the next part, the
Okay, perfect.
SSH login. So I'm just trying to, I guess, if I could get like a little help with how to even just start attempting this part,
Okay.
that would be helpful.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And then let's see, the working on SSH, and I'm gonna also put that the no login users is confusing.
So should I change it back to what it was?
I would change it back. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's all right now.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Khalil?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
Nothing much. So I finished the first part. I actually just finished the first part. I don't want to say that I had an issue with the no login shell. I just went back, changed the shell to bin bash. Then I created the host within the shared directory or the file within the shared directory, and then I just changed the shell back.
Yeah, and that's fine too. And I think that's probably in some of the verbiage that they were talking about before. But I'll sit down and we'll clarify. Because when I originally wrote this, I mean, I didn't have you log into the no login, but I mean, it's probably so it goes through a couple of different people to write it down, and it says no login, so they probably just assume that we would know that we weren't supposed to log in with it, but so that's fine. I'm gonna have them clarify that and just change it. That way we don't have this problem again. Any hangups?
No, not really.
Perfect.
Just basic looking stuff up if I don't remember a command. But
Yep, and that's perfect. That's exactly what you should do. Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Sir Lawrence. Which parts have you done? Which one are you working on? And do you have any hangups? You're muted if you're trying to talk to us.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I actually haven't got a chance to start yet.
That's totally fine. No problem.
Okay, but I'll get to it. I'm using the information you guys got, so I got a leg up on it. But thank you guys.
Perfect. Remember, we're here to help you guys through this. So, I mean, some things are going to come up, and you're not going to be able to work on things. This is not like we're not in court here or something. I'm just trying to figure out if you guys are okay and if you need any help or anything like that.
Okay, I appreciate it. From what I see, I think I kind of understand the assignment. Maybe missing a couple pieces, but thank you.
Yeah, perfect. And remember that we're all available. So if you guys have questions, you can always reach out on Slack or anything like that, and we'll get back to you and help you. Rye, is that right? Did I say that correct? And you're also on mute. I think it puts you guys on mute when you enter, so you have to unmute to speak. Okay. We'll come back. Jashawn? Layla?
Hi. I didn't get time to do it yet,
Okay,
but about
totally
to
okay.
start doing it after this call. So
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
update
And we're going to actually chat a little bit about it, and we're going to go through it. If you guys have some questions about some of the things while we're just kind of looking through it, then you can ask questions and things like that. And I'm going to sit here. Now is a great time for you guys to start doing it. If you haven't started, it's
Okay.
and I can answer any questions that you have.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. So I did want to pop in. I did want to talk just a couple of like administrative things. Moving the tickets is really important for a couple of different reasons. When you get to the to your next job, most places use a ticketing system. It usually doesn't matter how small they are or what industry it is. Almost all of the time they use a ticketing system. It might be Jira or HPSM or ServiceNow. Like there are hundreds of them, and they all basically do the same thing. But you will probably work from tickets. Just like in this, oh, you need to create user accounts. Someone will request that, and you will get a ticket for it, and you will go work that ticket, and you'll type in your notes, and then you'll close the ticket. That way, they know that you've done everything, and they're ready and good to go. So it is important as part of the experience to move your tickets. Try not to forget. Like I said, sometimes that happens. It's not that big a deal, but try to remember to immerse yourself in the whole experience. Okay, next. So the first project, user accounts management and SSH login errors. Does anyone have any questions about the user accounts management? Now, I know that we did talk about, if anyone came in late, if you guys can see my screen, about this no login. When that is in the shell, they cannot log in. That is by design. That is usually for specific users that, and I can even show you guys. Let's see. See if I have any on my Mac. Oh, you know where we do have them? Hang on one second. Oh, I did a tell already on the Etsy password. So you can see that some of these, like TCP dump and stuff, these are like, they would be odd users. TCP dump is a networking tool that you use to like check TCP traffic. So like those are like it's a utility, so it's an application on your system, and you don't really want people to log in as that. So like that's what you'll see a lot of these. You don't want someone to log in, but like it needs a user to function for a multitude of different things, to own directories, to move things, to for all of these other kinds of like activities. But you don't want someone to log in as SSH, because some of these may have higher credentials than your regular normal user. So did anyone have any other problems except the no login?
There's no difference between creating a user for what's that system engineer, and then it was like create a client username. I just did user add for system engineer, and then user add for JDO and all them.
Yep.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Yep. Right. They're just two users. Yep.
All right. Perfect.
So they would have specified if they wanted. So do you guys recall how administrators are in Linux? How we differentiate?
No.
So there's a file called sudo. So in most cases, the root user is going to be disabled. Most enterprise companies don't allow you to SSH using root. Number one, it's a user that's on every Linux box, so it's really unsafe, and it has all the privileges on the system, so it's like a double whammy. So that is almost always disabled. Now you may be able to log into the system and then SU to root, switch user to root, and do something, but you can almost hardly ever SSH into a system as root. So when you can also, another way to get access to administrative is to sudo, and that's super user do. So there is a list on a Linux box, and you guys can go take a look at it. It's sudoers, SUDOERS. And that is where the user is to make themselves administrative so that they can do administrative things on the system. Now, these systems may not quite be set up like that, but in like an enterprise system where you have a lot of different kinds of users, you'll have that kind of scenario. Any other questions on the user accounts? It seems like the user accounts you guys have pretty well.
Yeah, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. And don't forget to have it do these to lock into your pardon me 1 second. Sorry about that. So don't forget to have it run these commands so that you get the data. Sorry, I'm messing everything up on them. And that's kind of the check so that we'll know that everything's been completed correctly. Obviously, I haven't done it, so it's not in there correct. Okay. SSH login error. So you've been alerted that the users created in user management on your server can't log into the system using SSH. You'll need to log in this terminal and repair the issue. So I think Gloria said you were having some trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't say trouble. I just like don't even know where to begin, honestly.
Okay. So does it tell us what user? So I guess let's first take a look at the users on the system.
Okay.
And do we only have the users that we've created? So, oh, so that's in this one. So they want you to verify that all 3 users can log in, which our hat should not be able to log in. Okay.
I mean, I know I'm gonna, do the Google research and all that stuff with that. But just starting out, like they're saying to troubleshoot, like just the first part, well, I guess the second, number 2, like how do I start troubleshooting to repair the issue?
So the first thing that you would do is determine which user is having issues that can't log in. And what I would probably do is change that user's password so that you can attempt to log in. And then, you'll go look at the logs and things like that from there to try to determine exactly what is wrong and why it can't log in. Also, look at the errors that you get. And then, like you were saying with Google research, that's the best thing to do from there.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. And there is a link down here also. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see this, Gloria, here down here?
I clicked on it and I opened another page and looked at it. And then when I clicked back on it again, they said they banned me. It's weird.
Okay, just let me put it in the. I'm not sure what it was doing.
Yeah, I've just clicked on it. It says error 1015. You are being rate limited.
That's weird. See if you can go directly. Can you click on that link that I just put in there into the text, the chat?
Let me try.
Okay.
Yeah, it says the same thing.
Weird. Try to open it in a incognito tab and see if that helps.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, give me a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, just give me the same thing.
Still the same thing. Okay.
I mean, there's other resources though. So when you click on that, when I did have a chance to see it, I guess they had a tool in there where you can sign into something.
I'm gonna try to. I saved it as a PDF. Let me see if I can add it to the chat, so you can have it.
You know, it's fine. Maybe they'll let me in tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but there's got to be a way that I can send it to you. I'm just looking. Let's see. Are you on Slack?
Yes, I am.
Send me a message on Slack and let me see if I get it, and I'll try to send it because I'm almost positive I can send it on Slack.
Okay.
I wonder if it's a firewall blocking you or something like that. Are you at a job or something like that?
No, this is my personal computer.
Oh, weird.
Okay, I sent you the message.
Perfect. All right. It's processing now. Done. Sending. I know I don't think it looks as nice as the website, but I mean the text and stuff should be there.
Okay.
And then, like you said, you can try it again tomorrow on the site and see if it works after that. So
Okay, it just said temporarily banned for whatever reason. So I'll try.
yeah, super strange. Yeah, don't forget that they've posted recommended documentation under each one. So if you get stuck, you can go down and read through the sites that they've posted on there too, which should be pretty complementary to what you're trying to do.
Hey guys, I have to drop off.
Yep.
This will be recorded, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Cool. Thank
And
you.
remember, if you get stuck anywhere, you can reach out. Also, we have a Q&A on Thursday also.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
The due date for the assignment is Friday. What time?
I will find out. That is a good question. Let me reach out and try to get some info on that for you.
All right, cool. If you could just ping it in the chat, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Bye.
I'll probably just have them reach out to you guys on Slack and let you guys know exactly what time. And I'm assuming that it'll be the same time every week. I will say that it does seem like there are some days we're not going to have a class, like Halloween, and I think so the week of Halloween, I don't think we will. And then I think voting week, we don't. And then the next week is the 10th.
So I have a question.
Fire.
So I'm looking it up now. For where did it go? I need to be more organized with my tabs. So for D, to configure the users to get password changed in the next login, would that be option E or password option E? Would that be the command? You have to use tac E, correct, for that one?
Hold on a second.
Or flag E?
Let me make sure. Because I believe you can do that.
Case username. What's the actual username? Password. Okay, temporary password.
Okay. Yes. And remember too that you can test it because they haven't logged in yet. So like you can always test these things too. So you can say, password and the tick that you want to try on the user and then try to log in as the user again and see what happens. Because you can always do it again. If that is indeed what you were trying to do, then you just do it again.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So the nice thing about creating the users at the beginning is you don't have to worry about the user trying to log in yet. So you're at the base. So you're creating the user. They haven't tried to log in. You haven't told them it's ready yet. So you're pretty free to do whatever you need to do to that user until you set it out to the wild. I mean, until you've told them, hey, go log into your user, then.
And we just have to do that for JDO only, because like you said earlier with RHAS, since nobody can log into it, there's
Right.
no point of doing it for that. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the two login users, SysEng and JDO.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Are you showing us an example on there on your screen?
I can. What are you trying to do?
Oh no, I'm not sure because we're just sitting quiet.
Oh, that's a lot of these calls. People are working on their things and then asking questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what a lot of it is.
All right.
But if you need me to roundabout show you an example, I can.
That'd be nice.
So, like, what are you struggling with?
Just the I'm on the second part.
The SSH stuff.
Yeah. So where'd you get the IP address from?
So 127.0.0.1 is me. That's the loopback address for your interface. That is always going to be the box talking to itself. So, for instance, when you'll do this in a later one, you'll create an Apache, so a web server, and that's one of the ways that you can connect to your web server. So you can also check your IP like this, and so I should also be able to do this. And it'll still deny me because I'm not in the list of hosts. Is this the error you're getting, Gloria, or have you not gotten here yet?
No, I haven't got. Well, I was trying different stuff, so yeah, I was denied.
Okay. So yeah, this is one of the ways that you can try to log in, and you'll be trying to SSH into your own box, so you won't have to worry about trying to do it into anywhere else or anything between there.
That was doing something wrong. Right.
So I feel like I've been going around in circles for the last 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Okay.
So I did password with the option E,
Okay.
and I know it's supposed to expire and everything, but what it says right here, it says it's supposed to prompt you to put in another password, which it has not. It basically told me, well, let me get back out of this. It basically just told me password expiry information change,
Hmm.
but it didn't give me another option to put in a new password in order to go, since I'm the admin.
Mhm.
And
Okay,
so
so a
it's
couple
like
of
I
things.
didn't. Hmm?
So it won't, and I'm showing if you can see the screen. So what it will do is that is something that you could do. So if I forgot my password, or you would have to change it. But if I needed to change my password, say that I accidentally sent in an email to someone and the security team contacted you and was like, hey, Nick's password got sent to someone in programming in an email. So he needs to change his password. So you would go in and say, oh, password E, Fedora. And then when I logged in, it would say, hey, put in your password. And then I'm going to change my password. Now, if you want to completely change it, you'll have to change the password. And then you could also do that. Now you can also use another command too. I won't tell you exactly what it is because I don't want to give it away, but there is another command that you could also use also.
No, give it away.
Okay. Because what I did was I did the option E,
Mhm.
and then like I said, it said expiry, whatever is correct, and then I ended up just doing password again for the both users, and I just
Okay.
basically set a new password for them. But I'm like, that don't make sense because then I still have to. Means I'm basically still setting up a password as an admin. I don't know. Maybe I'm just confused. I don't know. Maybe it's, I
Well,
don't
so
know.
they'll always have to log in with a password unless you do no password, and that probably ain't gonna fly. I mean, almost everywhere. So like you create my account and you're like, oh, Nick Mills. And then you're gonna set up my home directory and all the things, my shell and everything. And then you're gonna set a password and it's gonna be, Nick is cool or something like that. And you're gonna go, this is your password, and you're gonna do that, minus E because I'm gonna have to change it I'm just can use it that one time. Do you see what I'm saying? Like most of the time they don't want like an empty password user on a system. So you will have to put a password on there. And that's when you would like send the user an email and say, hey, this is your temporary email, your temporary password. It will prompt you to change once you log in.
See, that's what I think I'm getting hung up on. Then
Okay.
it's a temporary password part. When you keep saying temporary password, because like I said, because after you did option E, whatever, you're setting up an expiration date, or it's already expired, like so it's completely gone.
Yeah, that
Correct?
basically sets it to expire. So I actually did it right here. If you look, so if I do password E on the user that I created, which was Fedora, so now it's changed.
Yes.
So now it is expired. I made it expire. So if I were the user Fedora and I were trying to log in, it would go, hey, what's your password?
Okay, that's yeah. I had to see it on you. Okay, okay, I see it
Yeah,
now. It makes
you
sense
got it.
now.
You got it. You're on point. Yeah, you got it. Sometimes you just need to talk through them. It just doesn't make a lot of sense until you actually see it, And that's why I'm like, play with it, like test it. I mean, you're not gonna. The only thing I will say is watch deleting things. Watch deleting things and changing things in like Etsy and stuff like that. But like creating users and files and things like you're not gonna break anything doing those kind of things. But like so if you have to create the user and then you expire it 5 times because you're trying to do something, then do it that way. And it looks like we have about 2 more minutes left. Do we have any other questions? And again, we will be available on Slack for questions. And then we also have a Q&A on Thursday also.
I'm all set for now.
Perfect.
Same.
All right then. I guess I will see you guys on Thursday. Hopefully this is not too late for you guys. I don't know where you guys are located. If you're on the East Coast, I guess it's a little late.
Yeah, I'm in
But
Boston.
where are you at?
I'm in Boston.
Boston, okay.
Mhm.
North Carolina.
Okay. Spent a little time in North Carolina. All right. Everyone have a good day. Have a good couple of days until I talk to you again. And I will see you guys again on Thursday.
Good night.
All right. Have a good one.
Good night.